Sci-fi in the cinema in 2026. Can they still make a good film, or are we done with Hollywood? This week we're going to be looking at Project Hail Mary, but do we like it? Here we go. Hi, welcome to episode 236 of the Solo on Sci-Fi podcast. I'm Michael Ball. I'm joined this episode by Malcolm in London. Hello, Malcolm. How are you doing, matey?
Cool. How you doing?
Good to see you. Unfortunately, Martin can't make it for this episode, but hopefully he'll be watching this when we share it, and I'd like to get his opinion of the film we're going to review. So, on that note, let's go into our focus of the week. Here we go.
It's the Solar Sci-Fi Focus of the Week.
All right, so this is a film which I heard about a while ago, and it got quite a good positive buzz when it came out in about March. I saw it a couple of months afterwards, and I went into it relatively blind. But it stars Ryan Gosling. Obviously, it's made in 2026. It also features Sandra Hillier. James Ortiz does the voice of Rocky, and it is directed by Phil Lord. So, all right, let's just start, because I have no idea whether Malcolm liked this or not, but I think from what I understand, he's only just recently seen it, even like today. So, as it's really relatively fresh in your mind, Malcolm, what did you think of Project Hail Mary?
So you are quite correct. I watched it this very day. And we have this kind of issue that when so many people tell you that something is like, yeah, oh, it's amazing, I've seen it 3 times already. Do you know, when you're getting all that build up, quite often it's disappointing when you watch it.
Right.
And I'm going to level with you. The first third of the film, or the first 20%, didn't really grab me. And if I wasn't watching it for this, I would have probably turned it off, and it would have been months before.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay. Well, thank you for sticking with it.
It was a slow builder. It was a slow builder for me. Overall, I liked it. I did. I'm not getting the wow factor that everyone else had. I'm not getting that, but it was good. Rocky is arguably one of the greatest characters in cinematic history. That little rock thing is fucking amazing.
Oh, that's really good. You really like Rocky.
Suit at the end on the beach, which is fantastic. You know, just friendship, just written all over that. It was brilliant. It was brilliant. It was like when you watched Enemy Mine, how the two of them come to work together. I do like those kind of films. I love the having to learn how to communicate. One of my favourite Star Trek episodes of the entire franchise is Darmok.
And Gerard at Tanagra, yes.
I love that bit. I love that scene where the Enterprise are all, oh my god, it's going to be war, and then Picard just bursts onto the bridge, talks to the guys in their own kind of
language, in their own way of interpreting language.
Yeah, job done, sorted, and then sits down like, what of it? You know, I just think it's fantastic. You know, Arrival, where they're having to learn. It's not
communication.
Like
Communication.
It's a fully new system of learning that you have to learn. So I thought this was brilliant, and I love the bit at the end where they're not even using a computer anymore. They all the kids.
They just they just know it. Yeah.
Their books and all sorts of stuff. That I thought was amazing. Ryan Gosling is not somebody that I feel draws an audience to a cinema. The stuff I've seen him in...
He's in Barbie, wasn't he? He was in Barbie, which I never saw.
I've seen him in is not good. He is like a kind of Temu Mark Wahlberg, a guy that's, trying to put humour in. He doesn't really pull it off for me. I don't know, maybe I need to see more of his stuff, but the guy himself...
So a lot of people said... I mean, a lot of people saying that what made the film was that Ryan Gosling carried the whole film because he was doing 90% of it. But you're saying what? You're saying what is it that put you off? Is it his acting, or is it his...
I just think there were better people that could have done it than him. I mean, he was good enough in it. He was. There could have been a lot more worse people they picked to do it that would have ruined the film.
Right.
But yeah, it's not to say he phones it in is unfair. He's clearly doing really well here. I just think there were better people that could have pulled it off.
But just out of interest, if you had any actor who you would like to have chosen to be in the role of the character in this movie, any idea who you might have chosen if you were the producer of this film?
But do you know what? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. For that kind of serious scenario, for somebody who throws in jokes and all that. One of my favourite actors for that, for his style of doing that, who's probably too old for this role anyway, is Jason Bateman. I think the way he does it is fantastic. These little kind of, if you ever watch Arrested Development, just these little comments he makes when people are saying stuff, it's just genius. The delivery is fucking fantastic on it. That is a seriously underrated actor, in my opinion.
Well, one actor who's actually a comedian, but I saw him in Star Wars and a couple of times in Mandalorian, was Bill Burr. And I kind of like to have seen him in sort of a bigger role like that. Because I don't know about you, I don't know what you think of Bill Burr, if you're familiar with him, but I think that in that storyline, in the 2 episodes he was in, I thought he was fantastic. I'm not saying necessarily he would have fit in this movie, but I like the quirkiness about him in the roles.
I'm trying to think who played Mandalorian.
Bill Burr. He played the guy. You say you're not familiar with him?
I know Bill Burr. I just can't think what he was in.
Yeah, he was in the episode where they had to go to an Imperial location and they were trying to get information about where Grogu is being kept, and he had to pretend he was the next. They took a huge tank and they're dressed as Imperial officers, and they're getting shot at by.
Yeah. I know who you mean now.
Yeah. I quite liked it. I thought. I mean, like I said, I was just trying to think of alternatives if it wasn't for Ryan Gosling. I mean, like I said, this is the first time I've seen Ryan Gosling in anything. Martin always wanted me to watch Barbie, but I just couldn't get around to doing it. It just, I mean, I don't know.
Halfway through it, it's not. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not a bad film. It is quite amusing. But I only got halfway through it because we happened to turn it off and go and do something else, and I just never went back to it. So it's not bad. There's a few gag jokes in there. It's not. Throw it on with the kids or the wife or something and watch it.
Just keep them happy in the background. Yeah. Well, I don't mean to say that I did like this film a lot. I thought, as you say, I think that what I like what you said was that Rocky is probably one of the highlight science fiction alien characters of this decade, which is going to stand out. And I think that the way they did it, because it was puppetry, but it was obviously blue screen and also a mix of puppetry, and it wasn't really CGI. And I think what they did with the character was fantastic. And it was a very long-term sci-fi trope about communication. 2 different not humanoid even, but people from different planets, organisms trying to communicate to solve a problem together. And I think that they did that very, very well. And I liked a lot of it. I liked the idea that in the end, the character who we thought did accept the role to go to space to try to get this material to stop the sun from dying was in the end forced to go, which was a sort of later revelation. I thought that was very clever because I'm not always the biggest fan of non-linear movies. I sometimes like things where it's literally just linear rather than flashbacks. But I kind of thought that worked. Did you like that aspect of it?
Because the first part of it to me was a little boring. I like the fact that it was done the way it was, because if it had all been him on Earth and leading, it would have been boring as fuck. I mean, they had to add in the character of Carl, because in the book it's just literally him thinking stuff to himself alone in a lab. You know? So they had Carl in, so he's got someone to talk to. When he's on the ship, they had Mary the computer in, so he's got somebody to talk to out loud, and they do that kind of stuff. Now, interestingly, I kind of figured very early on, like in about the first 10 minutes, that he probably didn't choose to go on this mission.
Yeah, I didn't pick
And I
up on
thought
that.
I thought the reason that when he woke up he was so disorientated, apart from being in and his muscles not working and all that, was they had basically fucking knocked him out, put him on the thing, and sent him without
Which is what they
fucking
did.
telling him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
later on, when he's talking to him in the office, and I think, this is the point where he's going to get fucking zapped. It was a little bit of a surprise to me that they told him they were going to do it.
Oh, rather than just doing it. Yeah.
If it was me and I was in that office and the woman said, well, we're going to send you anyway, I said, I'll tell you what, bitch, when I wake up, the first thing I'm going to do is kill the other two and destroy that fucking ship. So think about sending someone else or you're all dead. That's
they wouldn't have contacted you to go out there then. They wouldn't have said, Malcolm, no.
So I thought what was going to happen is he'd be sitting there and he'd like drunk the tea and fucking slumps and then wakes up on the ship. I thought that's how they would have done it. She would have realised he wouldn't go by choice and she would have fucked him off. So, yeah, the fact that he does that little run thing and all that, and he doesn't in any way protest, because like I said, that would have been my Hail Mary would have been, I wake up on that ship, I blow that fucking ship up. No matter where it is, no matter what it's done, it's gone. Your fucking Hail Mary is finished.
He lost his memory for a lot of the beginning of the movie, so was that artificially induced, but just so that... Or was it a result of stasis, or what? It wasn't explained, was it?
I think the film implies that it's just because he's been in an.
So it's just a reaction because of stasis.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, what did you think of the production values of the movie? Did you think it looked good?
It's well made. It's well made. Obviously, yet again, it is testament to the correct model work and puppetry over CGI. It will always be better.
Yeah.
The CGI. I mean. I've said this before, I think, even on this podcast. When Jurassic Park came out and everyone hailed Jurassic Park, and it was like, and I remember, I'm not going to lie, I remember watching it and I didn't even see it at the cinema. When you first see him on TV, you're like, when you see those dinosaurs.
First time,
watch it now, and you're just like, really? And you just
that's 30 years of CGI. It's desensitized.
I understand, but now watch one of the modern ones, one of the ones they made, like the one with Scarlett Johansson in the last 2 years.
Yeah,
and it's not even remotely better than it was back then. Nothing. No. They haven't moved on at all.
It hasn't actually increased in visual. I don't know why it's stuck in that same limitation. Maybe there's just a limitation as to how good CGI can get. I mean, it has improved, but then you still get a lot of sloppy CGI.
CGI is kind of limited by computer processing power, etc., etc. You know, it's not the artists are very limited by what they can physically do, and there's not many ways to go around it. And then, if there are any ways to improve it, it costs a lot of money to do it.
But now you're going to get AI. You're going to get AI imagery.
But model makers, it's literally their imagination. When they can't find it, they will find a way around it. There's an old documentary about, of all things, Jerry Anderson.
Oh yeah,
and his team when they were going up the stuff. And when you watch it, I could not believe the amount of modern cinematic methods for filming stuff they came up with, just basically in a garage. Somewhere where they were coming at the idea of, moving the background behind the ship and it looks fake. So hang on a minute, if we slow this down and we speed that up, and now suddenly it looks more realistic. They were blowing stuff up, and it's like, well, the flames don't fucking look right when it explodes. But if you slow the film down and you film it from a further angle,
it looks like a bigger explosion.
Now it looks fucking real. The buggies on the moon buggies, little piece of string, and when you pull them along, and you can see the string and all that. But what they did was they filmed it at a high speed and then slowed the film down. So when it goes on, you can't see the string anymore, but you see the buggy kind of doing this.
And it looks like it's bigger and weighty and rather than
this kind of idea that if you were walking on the lunar surface, it would all be very slow motion.
Yeah, that's right.
Because of what they did. And the chances are it probably isn't at all. It's probably a lot faster than you think walking on the moon. I mean, if you watch any of the old 1960, whatever it is, Neil Armstrong moon clips, they are moving a lot faster than you think, than the old films.
Than the old films, yeah.
So model makers will always find a way around it. I remember Blake 7, which you've watched recently, and Matt Irvine, one of the model makers on that. And I think this was one of the cruelest things that's ever happened because people still cite this. He was on something like Swap Shop, and he happened to mention, well, how do you come up with these ships? And he mentioned that, you just use whatever's lying around. So you have one of those old kind of circular hair dryers. And he said, I just broke it in half and glued it together. And literally ridiculed the shit out of him for doing it. and it became like the cash model. BBC special effects are just shit. Fucking, there were people making models now, scratch built models now. That's what they do. They find stuff lying around the fucking house, and they
just put it together, stick it together.
Everyone still cites Matt Irving as being a fucking twat who didn't know what he was doing, but the guy was a fucking genius, model making fucking hero, because he came up with that idea in the first place.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress.
No. It's interesting. No. So I mean, obviously, like the visualizations were great. I thought the ships were great. So I like the alien ship. I thought that was pretty good. I thought the planets looked pretty cool as well. Did you like the recurring cast? Obviously, the cast which were on Earth. We had the lady. I can't remember her character's name. The one that.
Yeah, I mean, she's
I thought she was quite good.
She is sufficiently kind of. Oddly enough, she has this kind of air of Cold War Russian scientist. So when she like fucking stitches him up and sends him, you can well believe she's the kind of person who does that. Basically, you can believe that she's got that. It's very cruel to Russians.
Yeah.
But she had that kind of air
stereotypical. It's like stereotypical.
Yeah, we grew up on that kind of Cold War
we
thing.
did.
Like, you will do it or you'll be killed, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think
in the book, seemingly in the book, the world doesn't cooperate as it's failing. She is arrested, put for a criminal court, and she ends up in prison.
So how do you know about the book then? Have you read the book?
I looked earlier on because I thought, is the book going to be enough to warrant reading it? But it says one thing is the book says it has a lot more science in it. There is a lot more science based around the what does he call them? The thingy phage. The two
phage.
The autophage and the other thing.
I can't remember the term. I thought it was phage. I thought phage himself.
And there's also a bit about DNA of why he's chosen.
Okay.
It isn't just like you're the best man for the job.
Oh, so it wasn't just his own skills; it was partly a biological factor. Oh, okay, it's interesting.
Yeah. So seemingly in the book, she has a tattoo of a V with a cross through it, which is like life imprisonment. It applies something like that. So when you see her at the end, when she's reading the message he sent back, she has a small tattoo on her arm, just that they threw in. Just for people who read the book,
for reference to
she is still in prison.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, would you say that it's a film? Sometimes it's good to see a film like a second time to appreciate it more, or would you be a person to say, "Well, I've seen this once, I wouldn't want to see it again for years," or would you want to come back to it in a few months when it's just a sort of like to once you process it?
I'm not entirely sure I'd watch it again for years. I would sit and watch it with my wife because obviously I watched it today at work and not with her. But I just don't think she'd enjoy it.
Okay.
But I would watch it again. I don't think it's got enough chops to be a film that I'd be like, I'm going to watch back in Project Hail Mary today. Even Rocky doesn't bring that up to me. He deserves his own series, to be fair. You know, a nice fucking series set on his planet with his guys.
I think we had Rocky Balboa. I said, why are we talking about Rocky? For some reason, I was thinking about a completely different movie. I mean, this has been very successful. So, do you think that there will be a chance of some sort of sequel movie?
Do you know what? Right, you know what Hollywood's like for cashing in. If they do it, it will of course make money, but be shit. It will.
Yeah. Greenland's a prime example.
I'm not entirely sure where the story goes after this.
I don't think you need anything more. I mean, no. I like the way it ended, and he was like a teacher on this planet, and
basically he's not going home. You know?
No, and that was the end of it. So didn't they say that he could get home or something in the end? I thought there was something.
So Rocky comes to tell him at the end that they're ready to send him home.
But he's going to stay.
He just kind of looks at him. The next minute he's back in the classroom teaching all the kids.
Yeah. So he could potentially go home, but I don't think there's. I mean, I can't see where it's going now because they found that the problem with the planets, the sun's dying. They found a way to stop that happening. So, what would he go home for? I mean, he hasn't got a family back there. So, unless it's an introduction of alien life with the Rockies race, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's enough. I think it is a one-hit pony when it comes to this sort of not a franchise. But I did like it a lot.
But again, in terms of like. Can Hollywood make? I mean, it's assuming it's made by. I know we say Hollywood as the all-encompassing filmmaking thing of the world, but it's like can they? But again, one of their most successful movies based on a book, based on something that was written years ago, and they still
not written by them. Yeah, exactly. It always comes down to it.
Now, all they want about the world's a modern place. It's moved on. It's viewing. Okay, so why is every single successful thing that comes out based on something from fucking years ago.
But given the state of Hollywood, do you think this film deserves the success it's achieved? Do you think that basically, with all the shite coming out and all the stuff that a lot of it's crap and it's just woke and it's all messaging and it's all
I like the fact it's something new. I genuinely didn't think. I didn't think he was going to go home. I thought there was going to be like a death scene, or Rocky wasn't going to survive, or something like that. And he was, just going to end up taking their shit back to their planet with the dead Rocky or something. I thought it was going to be that, because that's kind of the endings you'll get into films now. They kind of love these bleak endings now.
Do you know?
He seems to have found his place in the world, doesn't he?
I thought it might go like Silent Running. At the end of Silent Running, and you just got the robot on his own, and it's the gun is going off into the sunset. You got the music playing, and you get all teary-eyed, and it's a wonderful film. It's Silent Running. It's an absolutely wonderful film. Please check it out if you've never seen it. It's a brilliant movie. Bruce Dern's in it. I thought it was going to go that way, and it didn't quite go that way. I don't mind the way it went, but I kind of thought it would be Rocky's alone, but he's kind of remembers his friend, and I don't know. I thought it'd be something like that, but. I did like the film though. I thought it was very, very good. My family all saw it. We all liked it a lot. So it was definitely a hit for us, which is good to see, because again, whenever you watch anything, you do look at the reviews, you do look at the hype, and often these things that you look at aren't quite how you perceive it. You got to look at it. Try not to look too much at the reviewers, because a lot of the stuff now is. I don't know. It's just put in a way that puts you off. I don't know what you feel about that, but I just feel that it's best to hear about a film. Don't sort of delve too deep into all the reviews and all the YouTubers and all this sort of stuff. Just get a clean perspective before becoming too.
I did find, because as I said, my daughter said like, "Oh, you've got to see the film. It's brilliant. It's just such a great film." And obviously, you were like, "Yeah, it's amazing. I've seen it twice already." When I stumbled into it on the social medias and all that, it was a pretty even mix, and both ends of the spectrum. There was no grey area. It was people said it was amazing, or people said
so it's like yeah, that Marmite kind of thing.
It was a good 50-50 split on that as well.
Yeah, so, it's funny that, isn't it? Yeah.
Now, interestingly, I will say this, because I know you've never seen this film, but if you like this, you must watch Passengers with Chris Pratt, who again would have probably pulled this film off a little bit better than Ryan Gosling. Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence. It's called Passengers. It's absolutely brilliant. If you like this film, you will like that.
If you, at the end of this, just send me a reminder and a message to say check out Passengers, and I'll see if I can check it out, because I always do respect your recommendations. And like I said, I'll tell you what, if maybe we could do it in 2 weeks' time or something if you want. I mean, it's only fair. Because,
I know Martin's seen it.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully Martin. I mean, Martin's pretty.
He's definitely mentioned it, so he has seen it.
All right, so okay. I mean, like I said, you always get me to watch new things. So I suppose at this point we should ask whether you would have this in your collection.
If only because I'd want to flick on and watch Rocky every now and again. Then yeah, because and I absolutely fucking love that bit at the end where he has the form-fitting suit now, so you can walk next to him.
Yeah,
that I thought was genius.
Yeah, I love that. I thought that was very, very clever. And I would say that I would definitely have it in my collection. I think it was a really good movie. This is one I'm going to keep because I thought it was awesome. So out of 10, what would you rate it? I'll give the rating my first this time, because I'm going to give it quite high. I'm going to give it 8.5. I thought it was really good.
I am going to go with a 7.
Okay.
Because I did like it. I really like the character of Rocky. I really like the special effects. I like the way they did Rocky. It's still got great storyline. It is a little bit of a bittersweet feel good movie kind of thing. It's a bit, you wouldn't call it feel good movie, but it is kind of, he's happy at the end and he saved the universe basically, because every fucking son was dying. So yeah, so I'm going to give it a 7. I'd push it to an 8 if they'd just got better acting than Ryan Gosling. And I'm sorry if I ever meet Ryan Gosling, I'll apologise, but I just don't.
Apparently,
that does it for me, to be honest.
Apparently,
I had to turn the full guy off because I just wasn't interested.
Some of the scenes were filmed in Southsea, near where I'm based in the UK, but I didn't see anything recognisable about the local area, so I don't know what that's all about. But there was some behind the scene footage of him, Ryan Gosling, just near my neck of the woods. So I don't know how they added that into the movie, but seems a bit weird. But that's what apparently they did. So that's a bit of trivia there. Well, thank you for that. Like I said, there are a few of these sort of films like that, and Silent Running for some reason comes to mind when I think of this movie as well. And Enemy Mine is another one. So again, whenever you watch any of these films, there's always something in the past which has some similarities to. That's the way science fiction is. There's been so many different TV shows and movies that you can always say, "Oh, I watched that. Oh, yeah, it reminded me of this one. It reminded me of that one." But for me, I think it held out in its own unique perspective, and I certainly will definitely keep this one. Hopefully, Martin, maybe Martin can let us know what he thinks of it at some point, and we can sort of ask him next time we do a show if he's available, because I'd like to get his perspective. I've got the feeling he would have liked it, but I might be wrong. So there we go. Right. Anything news-wise? It's from the time of recording. It's just over 2 weeks until Strange New World season 4 comes back. People are a bit like, oh, whatever. They're a bit sort of like, yeah. Are you excited about that?
No, it's just I like the cast, but I just don't think the storylines are good enough.
Okay.
To be honest, it thundered on our screen. The opening scenes of season 1, and that led into the opening of the new credits. The credits were fucking fantastic, but everything kind of just went downhill from season 2
after season 1 and 2. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. So
I kind of said to someone online the other day, and I said, I'll tell you the thing about Picard and Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks and fucking Discovery. Said if any one of those, if Star Trek didn't exist, they came out now as a brand new science.
Oh, you mean they started off Star Trek?
No one's ever seen it before. With fucking Discovery, it wouldn't have got past season 1. Star Trek New Worlds wouldn't have survived season 2. Lower Decks wouldn't have survived fucking season 1. Picard would not have survived season 1.
No.
None of them would. They just would not be the fucking huge fan bases. And I generally believe the same thing more or less of Doctor Who. Even when Russell T Davies brought it back in 2005. If Classic Who didn't exist before it, if 2005 was his brand new science fiction show, you would not have got season 2. You wouldn't have done it. It just wasn't good enough.
Well, they keep saying that Doctor Who is going to come back at some point, and that was out to tender. So I'm a bit dubious about that myself, but we'll have to see.
Whether it comes down to 6 people vying to get it, and the BBC give it to the one who offers the most money, or whether they offer it to the one who's the most, and I don't mean this in an insulting way, the one who has the most diverse woke culture.
Well, they'll want that. They will look for that. No, I know, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Mean that maybe the BBC will go. They'll just go, listen, if you're not going to have fucking gays and transgenders every episode and telling the young kids and all that everything about that is correct, we don't want the show made.
But don't you think that's going to go past eventually? Don't you think they're going to realise how this has really alienated?
It's not right. I just think if you stop ramming it down people's throats, people get more accepting of it. Nobody cared back in the days that there was a fucking gay character in EastEnders, Colin.
I remember, Colin. Yeah, I remember Colin. Yeah.
The papers tried to make a big thing, but nobody gave a shit about it. Nobody cared that Willow went lesbian in fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer. No one gave a fucking shit. No one cared about fucking Captain Jack, to be fair, at the beginning of Doctor Who 2005. No one cared that they had this, I don't know what the fuck he was, pansexual, omnisexual.
Oh, God knows. Yeah.
No one gave a fuck that in real world, David Bowie was fucking. I think he coined the phrase omnisexual, didn't he?
He had all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah.
But now it's just the fact that like, right, oh my God, you've got 12 characters in there and you've only put fucking 6 of them gay. That's not good enough.
No.
And like, okay, you can have the heterosexual couple hold hands, but the gay couple have to have full on fucking
sitting on his face.
masturbation scene for 20 fucking minutes, okay, per episode. Stop doing that and just have a gay couple in it. Have a gay couple kiss, have them hold hands, have it very obviously that they've gone off to the room and had sex. No one fucking cares. But it's just the fact that you keep beating people with, you will watch this until sometimes you feel like the guy in fucking, you feel like the guy in Clockwork Orange where they're holding you like, you must fucking
you've got no choice. You are going to see this. Yeah, it's very, very strange, and it's
should you just put the gay character in? Who gives a fuck,
Well, we've always said this, that we think that Ncuti was directed to play the character the way that he did, and he wouldn't have done that. And it was Russell T Davies who, of course, said that Doctor Who was, quote, a gay show. So, which was like, again, it's one of those things we'll never know. I'm sure in the future, maybe.
A gay? What the fuck does that even mean? It's a gay show. I mean, what the hell was he trying? What point was he trying to make? What was he trying to say?
I don't know.
What is a gay show? I don't even know what a gay show is.
I assume that most of the series that he does focuses on the gay community, which is fine for dramas if that's what you want to watch. But Doctor Who is a science fiction story about an alien who travels in space and time, and he's asexual. So
it's not very diverse to target one fucking audience, though, is it?
No.
To be diverse, you'd want to put everything in and target everybody.
No.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
To be fair, that's diverse, isn't it? We're all included. We have black guys, we have Asian guys, we have men, we have women, we have bisexuals, we have everybody's the whole big melting pot. It's a smorgasbord of everybody. Everybody's welcome. That's not Russell T Davies.
I love the Clockwork Orange analogy of having your eyes forced open to watch BBC content. I think that's funny. All right, well that's it for Doctor Who and Star Trek. Silo's come back. Are you going to watch that? Season 3?
Of what?
Sorry? Silo. It's come back.
Oh God, yeah. I've got that coming up. I shall binge it all in one go.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether I'm going to wait. It's better to binge stuff, but then even when it's finished, I don't always watch stuff straight away. I did watch Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which I enjoyed. That's the last series I've watched recently. But again, in the summer, we have heat waves this year, and I tend to go out a lot more, and I'm not so much watching TV so much this time of year. But
I kind of stalled on Voyager. I've still got to get through season.
You're in season 3, aren't you?
3, I think.
So have you not got to 7 or 9 yet? Then I think you said that. Yeah. I love Voyager. I watch Voyager all the time.
I've just rewatched Arrow because I stalled on Arrow. I didn't watch the last 3 seasons of Arrow when it aired, but I've just watched.
What's Arrow?
Arrow is so it's based on Green Arrow, the Archer guy from DC.
Oh, okay.
And they did a huge Arrowverse. So the main shows you had Arrow, then it came out with Flash, then Supergirl, then the Legends of Tomorrow. Then there was also a little mini cartoon series called Vixen. There was also Constantine. Although it's the same guy playing Constantine, apparently it's not connected. Okay. Oh, and then they came out with Batwoman as well. And they did this whole thing. And the reason I wanted to get to the end of Arrow is there's a huge crossover of all. They did a crossover season every year, but the last one was a huge crossover multi-universe thing. Which after seeing what Marvel did with their multiverse, I wanted to see what.
You want to see how they do it that way? Yeah.
I mean, they were brilliant because Brandon Ruth plays Ray Palmer. He plays Ray Palmer in Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. But they brought him back as his version of Superman from another universe. Oh, okay. And they had Clark and Lois from
Smallville. Multiverse. Yeah, that could be interesting.
Yeah, they even had Burt Ward. It comes up Earth 66, and they have Burt Ward walking down. He's a big old guy now, walking down with his dog, and the sky goes red, and he just looks up and goes, "Holy crimson sky!" And
what?
They did all this, and it just the cross of Kevin Conroy, who voiced Batman, Conrad, who voiced Batman for 20 fucking years on the animated shows. They had him appear as Bruce Wayne in one episode just for a cameo. And the cameos were phenomenal. There were so many of them. Just everything DC that they could get from the past that would appear in it. They did.
What do you think about the new Supergirl movie? Because I've heard it's bombed.
I've not seen it yet. It bombed because, unfortunately, there is enough of a misogynist fucking world out there to ensure that any female-led film now will bomb. They will do. They'll just keep attacking it, and ensure that it fucking fails.
Why?
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 Because they just don't like the idea of they just don't like the idea of anything with a fucking woman being successful. They don't.
I don't understand that.
Really?
You know, you think of characters like Ripley, you think of like Janeway. There's some wonderful female science fiction characters, or in fantasy as well. I don't understand why that would be a penalisation against superhero character.
I should watch it with an open mind. I'm quite looking forward to it. I hope it's good. I like the Millie Alcock. She was in the first season or the first half of the first season of House of Dragon, which is very good in that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the take. James Gunn is hit and miss. Some of his stuff's good, some of it's not. So we'll see. Jason Momoa is generally pretty good at what he does.
I like Jason Momoa. I've still not seen him in Aquaman yet, but I mean, obviously he was in Stargate.
Aquaman's worth a watch. Aquaman 2, less so.
Okay. Yeah. I know they made 2 of those. So that's what's happening with that. I'm trying to think of anything else that I've been looking at to check out, but no, I don't think there's a lot else that's been happening. Really. Is there anything else you've been spotted?
There's shows I just need to mop up on from the past. Like I need to go back to For All Mankind and then watch.
I've still not done that.
Star City.
I still need to finish off 12 Monkeys, which I've stalled on about the end of season 2. And
because I've seen the movie, and I remember the twist at the end of the movie, but I don't remember much of the movie.
Yeah.
And the TV series, I should possibly watch it, but it's the fact that it's not one series, is it? I think they're dragging it out.
It's dragged out. It's 4 seasons. Yeah, and it's like, and they keep going to different points in time to stop the anomaly which causes humanity to die. But it's so. Oh, this week. We discovered a trace of this in 1975. So we've got to go back here and see a guy who's a waiter in a hotel, and if he scratches his head, that means that it's going to lead. You know what I mean? It's like I love time travel, but I just think I can't be arsed. It's kind of like I don't know. It's hard to put into point.
So this morning I started to watch an older show that I'd never seen before, and then I had to turn it off to watch Project Hail Mary. But it's called Sanctuary, and it stars Amanda Tapping.
I've heard she's got dark hair, isn't she? Yeah. I've heard it's quite good.
Yeah. But I quite like those. I quite like those shows. I watched the first couple of episodes. Again, another long-running series that I've never seen. Supernatural. Supernatural. Is that the one with the 2 Winchester brothers or something? Is it Jason Eccles and the other guy? But yeah, they're like the monster hunters and all that. I like that kind of stuff. But there was an old series which got criminally. It's one of these series that got cancelled halfway through the first season, called the Dresden Files, based again on books. And again, criminal that was cancelled, but that was really good as well. I do like that kind of undercurrent, the Buffy and Angel. This there are monsters live amongst us, and only few people know about. I like that kind of genre. So I'm going to give this Sanctuary a go. Probably starting tomorrow and see if I can get.
Yeah, I like Amanda Tapping a lot. I think she's a great. I think that for Amanda, she's a really lovely person in real life. I loved her in Stargate as well. So let me know what you think of it. Obviously, it's a Canadian production, from what I understand. It's made by the similar people who made Stargate. I think is it the same crew? I can't remember, but I know it's in a similar location. I think that's where she lives. So it's another sort of.
There was a great sort of quote about Amanda Tapping, I believe in SFX magazine years ago, but I may be wrong. Where it basically saying that Amanda Tapping is not just another fucking sex symbol. Yes, forget the fact that she's very, very good looking, and every bloke she meets, seems to want to fucking sleep with her as she goes through the Stargate universe. But she's clearly the smartest person on the block. But it isn't about her looks, because if it was, she wouldn't be wearing that military outfit every week. Every single week they'd find a way to put her in a bra and panties, and they only ever did that fucking once.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's funny, isn't it?
Well, wouldn't you know it? We were just finishing off the actual episode, and Zoom cut out. Normally, if you use Zoom, it actually just tells you how much longer you've got, and it even counts down to the last minute. But this time, nothing. So Malcolm's gone, but thank you, Malcolm, for joining me in this episode. I thought it was a really good one. Some interesting discussion. We are talking about reviewing Passengers next episode, which should be good. I've not seen it, but I've heard it's pretty good. So until then, we will see you next time on the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. Live long and prosper.